Welcome back. And in this episode of Pool School, I'm going to teach you about the different types of filters. There's only 3 of them, and they basically do the same thing. So what do you say we dive right in? So, a quick review. Remember, dirty water is sucked out of the pool, it passes through the pump, and then into the filter, where the smaller particles of dirt and dust, etc., are filtered out, and then that clean water is pushed back into the pool through the returns. Okay, so the names of the 3 different types of filters, and in order of my preference, are the cartridge filter, the sand filter, and the diatomaceous earth, or DE filter. Again, the name of the filter refers to the media that is used to actually trap the particles in the water. So that's pretty much what they mean. So let's take a look at each one, and I'll tell you why I like and dislike each one. The first one, and by far my favorite, is the cartridge filter. Mainly because it's the least maintenance intense. The cartridges need to be cleaned about every 4 to 10 months depending on the use and environment you have your pool in. And then about every 4 to 6 years, you also would need to replace those cartridges. But that's about it. Second on my list is the sand filter. Even though it's the least efficient of all 3, I do still prefer it over the DE filter. Sand filters use sand to filter out the particulates, and they require backwashing, which means you're going to be dumping water out of your pool. Backwashing usually has to occur every 1 to 3 weeks in peak season, and then maybe in the off season every 4 to 6 weeks. And then about every 4 to 6 years you have to replace the sand. When it comes to replacing the sand in that pool filter, I suggest you contact a licensed, insured, and bonded pool repair guy to do that for you. And make sure he takes the old sand away. It is a mess. Last, and by far my least favorite, is the diatomaceous earth, or DE filter. Diatomaceous earth, or DE, is a white powdery substance that is very sharp. These filters need to be backwashed every 4 to 6 weeks during peak use and summer seasons, and about every 8 weeks during the off season. Whenever you backwash a DE filter, you also have to recharge it with fresh DE. And if for some reason you get any of that DE in your eyes, it could very easily cut the lens of your eye or the inside of your eyelid, which is super irritating and annoying because it feels like you have a piece of sand in there for about 2 weeks straight. Another problem with DE filters is that the grids that hold the DE inside the filter, as you can see in this picture, have to be taken out at least once a year and cleaned off. And that is a really messy, confusing job. Once again, I would highly recommend you hire a competent and licensed, insured, and bonded pool service repairman to actually do this job for you. It is a filthy, confusing mess, and I can't stress that enough. Another problem is when you have those grids cleaned, oftentimes because the fabric is old, it will have torn. And that means you're going to have to replace that grid. But make sure if that ever happens that you have your pool repairman replace all the grids, because water seeks the path of least resistance. And so if you have new set of grids in there and a few of the fabrics are old, the water will rip through those other ones, and then you'll have to pay your pool guy to come back out and replace those, and that just gets pricey. And when a grid tears, you usually end up with DE in your pool, which is not only messy, it's actually dangerous for the people swimming in it. In future episodes, I'll teach you how to backwash each of those filters individually, and I'll also show you how to clean a cartridge filter. So, there you have it, my friends. Those are the 3 types of filters in order of my preference. I hope that all makes sense and that you know a little bit more about your pool. And now we can move on to dealing with your pool chemistry. Please remember to like and share this video. If you have any friends that own pools, please share this video with them and ask them to become subscribers of my YouTube channel as well. If you have any questions, again, you can put them in the comments section below this video, or you can email me directly at kennypoolschool@gmail.com. Again, it'll show up here, kennypoolschool@gmail.com. Look forward to seeing you next time. And until then, be cool, stay safe, and please, please, please always watch your children around water.